Let's solve this quadratic by completing the square. So the very first step to solve this by completing the square is subtracting the 24 off the left-hand side there. So we move that over to the right-hand side there, and we get x squared plus 8x is equal to negative 24. Then what we're going to have to do in order to get these x's that we have on the left side together, we're going to have to go ahead and complete the square and then factor that side. So to complete the square on the left hand side, we take half of the number that's in front of our variable, 8, and we square that. Okay? Half of 8 is 4, squaring that we get 16, so that equals 16. We're going to go ahead and add 16 to both sides of the equation. So even though we needed on the left side to factor the left side, what you do to one side of the equation you have to do to the other always. So we have x squared plus 8x plus 16 is equal to negative 24 plus 16, that's negative 8. And now we're ready to factor the left-hand side of that equation there. Okay. So factoring the left-hand side of the equation is actually quite easy, because a perfect square trinomial, there's a shortcut. Right here, this number in front of our variable, we take half of that, and that's what we place here. So we have x plus half of 8 is 4, so we have x plus 4 squared is equal to negative 8. Now that we have the variable x, a single variable x left, we can go ahead and get at that variable, move everything else over to the other side. We get rid of the square by square rooting both sides. Okay. Don't forget the plus and minus on the right side of the equation. So we have x plus 4 is equal to plus or minus the square root of a negative 8. Let's go ahead and simplify that off to the side here. So we can factor the square root of negative 8 as the square root of 4 times 2 times a negative 1. Okay? So the perfect square we can factor out of 8, or negative 8, is 4. And of course 4 times 2 is 8, and then of course we can break off a negative 1 from that. Taking the square root of these separately, the square root of 4 is 2. The square root of 2 will remain as the square root of 2. The square root of negative 1 is always I. Okay? So let's replace the square root of negative 8 with 2 square roots of 2i. So we have plus or minus 2 square roots of 2i. And then we can finish solving for x by just subtracting 4 on both sides. Alright, so we get our final answer. X is equal to a negative 4 plus or minus 2 square roots of 2i. And there we go.